Welcome to Straight from the Horse's Mouth, where we cut the BS and give you the truth all about sports. I am here, Bryce Olden, by myself, flying solo tonight, just like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander was tonight in Indiana, as the Pacers finished off the Thunder tonight on 116-107 to take a 2-1 series lead in the NBA Finals. What a game. Kind of weird. A very momentum game, very energetic game. The first game to take place in Gainbridge Fieldhouse since 2000 with Larry Bird. He was there. He was coaching. But Reggie Miller, when they got annihilated by Shaquille O'Neal and the Lakers and ran to their three-peat. But it was Rockets. Reggie Miller was in the building. Mark Jackson was in the building. Dell Davis was in the building. A lot of old Pacers players were in the building to celebrate this occasions with the Pacers being there. Now let's get to it. The first quarter was an odd first quarter. The Thunder had the lead for the majority of the first quarter, but it didn't feel like it. Like if you watch the game, the Thunder set a tone, not the Thunder, but the Pacers set a tone early on that they were not going to let the Thunder to get comfortable. They was guarding Shea 94 feet. Nembhard was on his ass right out the gate. He was not letting them breathe. Kind of reminiscent of what Scottie Pippen kind of did to Magic Johnson in 91, whereas I'm going to make you turn as often as humanly possible. And anybody who knows, when you play basketball, if you got to make somebody turn just to get up the floor to get past half court, meaning you get to the point where, hey, can somebody set a pick for me at the free throw line of my side just to get past half court? It's gonna be a long game for you, and it actually end up showing itself later on in the game because by the third quarter, fourth quarter, Shea was like this. He was holding his pants because he was tired. He was exhausted, which was by design. Another thing that kind of started early on was Siakam was kind of hit and miss last game. A lot of people kind of got on Tyrese Halliburton because they felt like he wasn't aggressive enough last game. But Siakam was also not aggressive enough for the Pacers. Remember, he just got the contract last year. He was the guy they traded for last year. He's the guy that was the second best player on that team with the 2019 Raptors. So there's a lot to be expected out of him as well. And it was obvious early on that the Pacers made a decision to get him the ball as often as humanly possible, take advantage of any matchup he has. Remember, he is 6'10". There's no, as rangy and as lanky as the Thunder are, they really don't have a guy who's a perfect actual matchup for Pascal Siakam. If there's anybody that has a definitive advantage on the Indiana Pacers, it's Siakam. And they went right to him early. He got a couple quick buckets. He got a score on Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. They got him off him. They tried Caruso. They threw Chet on him, which actually was kind of working. So that may be something that the Thunder may want to play with a little bit later on. The problem is if you put Chet on Siakam, that means Hartenstein needs to be in the game because you have to have somebody also guarding Miles Turner. But it never felt like the Thunder were in control of this game, right? Even though they were leading kind of early on, it never felt like the momentum. It was, I don't know if it was the crowd. I don't know what it was, but I remember because I put in my notes. I'm like, they have the lead, but it doesn't feel like it. It just did not feel like it. And then once they put that white boy in, that white boy from Arizona, T.J. McConnell, a.k.a. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, a.k.a. the Goonie Squad, once they put him in, it was up. And the thing I like and hate about the Pacers is they're a team that lives and dies off momentum, right? They're a team that each basket, they're rah-rah, they're hype. And I know we don't like teams like that. I like teams who we score basketball, we get back on defense. It's something we've been doing. But the Pacers are a team that they get psyched, they get hype. I'll describe it like this. You ever see a guy score, and then the next thing you know, he hits the court. Now he want to play defense. That's the Pacers. You know what I'm saying? They do that. That's what they are, the Pacers. They do that every single. That's how they need that. They need the crowd to be into it for them to win this game. And if you're the Thunder, you have to be cognizant of that. You have to beat them into submission early, especially the crowd, right? If you get the crowd out of it early, then you can kind of get them a little bit worrisome. But the thing that was so confusing was early on, the Thunder just looked out of sorts. They looked discombobulated. They just weren't comfortable the whole game, which, again, was by design. Shout out to Rick Carlisle. I think he didn't like the fact that Shea was going off the first two games. And I think he told his team, hey, man, I don't give a damn what happens, win, lose, or draw. I know he said at the press conference that you can pencil in Shea for 30. He was clearly capping to us. He lied to us. Because that was not a part of the plan. He said, to hell with all that. We going to make this dude work. Yes, he's the MVP of the league. But damn it, we play defense too. Damn it, we in the finals as well. If you're going to beat us, beat us. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to score 30 some points, it's going to be on a bunch of shots. If you're going to score 30, 40 points, you're going to be exhausted by the end of this game. We're going to make you tap out. And early on, it was working, but it was working because guys like Lou Dort was hitting shots, right? Chet stepped up pretty early. J-Dub stepped up pretty early. Isaiah Joe hit 2 back-to-back threes that kind of weathered the storm when they got punched in the mouth early on to kind of like ease the pain. But as the game came on and you needed that big dog to step up and the brights got a little bit too light, I literally think they turned on the lights a little too bright in Indiana because the guys started, hey, yo, it's the game too close. Turn on you know what I'm saying? And you could just feel it. You could just feel a little bit. And then another thing that kind of was the big separated was the bench. Last game, the Thunder got a lot of production out of Caruso off the bench and Aaron Wiggins. Everybody knows I got a lot of tickets into the Aaron Wiggins show. I had to cancel. He canceled us tonight. Right. He was nowhere to be found. And today, Obi Toppin, Mathurin, and T.J. McConnell stepped up big time. They came off the bench and they kept punching the Thunder in the mouth. Even though the starters for the Pacers were in trouble, right? I think by the start of third quarter, Nesmith had 3 fouls, Nembhard had 3 fouls, and Siakam had 3 fouls, and yet they were still in the game. And anytime you play basketball, there are things that should scare you as a team, right? When we win certain things, like we didn't get killed with fast break points like they normally do, right? We didn't get killed in like turnovers and all this other stuff, and you still look up and these niggas are still hurt. That's scary. That's scary as a basketball team, and I think that as the game wore on, I think that freaked out Oklahoma City. I think they just did not understand why this team wasn't folding. They were just confused. Why won't they die? They were like a zombie. We got rid of you a couple games. You know, why is there a sequel? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? And I just think that freaked them out. And another thing I don't like about the Thunder, and this is just a little weakness, is they, as talented as they are as a team, sometimes they can get a little bit one-on-one heavy, especially Shea when he feels like I need to score. And sometimes I feel like he feels that even when the team is going well, he still is like, I'm not doing enough. And that can lead to them not passing the ball and just lead to a lot of just stagnant offense. I think they only had 16 assists for the whole game compared to Indiana's 24. And I know that may seem like not like a huge discrepancy, but for a team like Indiana that needs that's fine. But for a team like the Thunder, where it's like you're coming off a game where your support cast helped you, you want to keep that momentum going. You want to keep everybody involved. And I think Shea went away from that. I think J-Dub went away from that. And I'll say this about Jalen Williams. I like the guy. He had a great year, all-star, all-defensive team, all-NBA. But my God, dude, him and Jaylen Brown got the worst handles for second-tier, first like Robins in the league I've ever seen. Dude was just dribbling into traffic like crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like if there was a GPS and it's like, hey, this route's clear. Hey, there's traffic over here. We know which way he's going. And it just annoyed me because he did it time and time again. And it was also not just that. There was a lack of care with the basketball. Now, we just watched in the NCAA tournament. My team, Duke, 18-year-old, they freshmen. All right, cool. You can't inbound the ball. I get it. You're freshmen. You're scared. NCAA tournament, Final Four. Fuck. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I got a final in biology on Monday. You know what I'm saying? My girl's pissing me off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. My roommate ain't cleaned this. I get it. I got to party up. I get it. Dog, how many times this game did the Thunder, I don't think people understand this with the Thunder. You get 5 seconds to inbound the ball. 5. Not 0.8 nanoseconds. You don't have to get the ball in and pass it back really quickly. Everybody know in basketball, the only time you should pass the ball in really quickly is after you get dunked on. Those are the rules. You dunk on me and get the ball. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to get the replay going, none of that shit. But after a made basket and it was just nothing crazy, take your time. Look for somebody to come to you. You ain't got to, And that happened time and time and time again. And I'm going to get my notes for this because that was a crucial point in the game. It was the fourth quarter, and I got it right here. T.J. McConnell got a steal at the 8:35 mark at the game, and it tied up at 95. Remember, the Thunder had the lead going into the fourth. Once he did that, there was no more going back. The Pacers took the lead, and they never looked back. Again, they was tired. They got gassed. Carlisle decided even though both teams are young, he decided to test this and turn it into the track meet. You know what I mean? And as we know, West End, Indiana, the Indianapolis 500. So Carl Lawrence said, he looked at the track and said, fuck it. Works for them. Might work for us. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So it was just a good strategy across the board. They ran him out the building, which is insane because, again, both teams are young. They're not old. But I am stunned that they're up 2-1. I still have the Thunder winning in 7 now. I spoke to my dad earlier on the phone. He was like, who do you got tonight? I said, if the Pacers win, then I got Thunder in 7. If the Pacers lose, then I got Thunder in 6. So now, obviously, I'm forced to live and die on that sword. There are some things that do scare me about the Thunder chances to win this game. But also, even though they were gassed, they were tired, they still, again, had the lead up until the 8:35 mark in the fourth quarter. So despite playing like absolute horseshit, despite Shea probably having his worst game of the finals and probably his first game in about a month, they still were in it. I think next game they settled in. They're used to the environment being in Indiana. It's only a 1-game turnaround, so maybe that may help a little bit. They ain't got to wait around, get fidgety, because nothing gets you better amped for a game than get to the next one, right? Fuck it. Let's get back. Let's hoop right now. We didn't play good. I don't want to wait. I don't want to watch film, coach. We know we did bad. Let's get to it. We see the asses on Friday. Let's get it cracking. But anyway, you can follow me on Facebook at Bryce Oden. Follow me on Instagram at Bryce David Oden. And remember, you didn't from the horse of mouth unless I told you. We out. Peace.